Hey, this is Notser, and today we're taking a look at the Tier 9 German battlecruiser Prinz Rupprecht. This is a Silver League game, so it's 6 versus 6, and it was very enjoyable from my point of view, so I wanted to showcase it and talk about my overall impressions on the build and, the strategy. And speaking of the build, main armament mod 1, lower chance of flood and fire, improved aiming systems mod 1, faster rudder shift, concealment, better rate of fire on the main battery. For my commander, incoming fire alert, IFHE, adrenaline rush, concealment, secondary gun range, secondary gun accuracy, and emergency repair party. So the reason that I chose all the skills, it really has enabled better main battery accuracy, and obviously with main battery rate of fire, it's a little bit faster. By reducing my secondary gun range a little bit, obviously not investing fully, I have to get a little bit closer, which yes I do, but I do have IFHE for the 105, so they can pin 32 millimeters, and because we're in a tier 9 match, everything that we're facing from a battleship standpoint will most likely have 32, so it's going to be beneficial in that. Obviously, it crosses over, I think, the 30 threshold as well. So, if we get a cruiser that happens to have 30, it's just nice for the burstiness. We do sacrifice a little bit of fire chance, admittedly, but I think it's worth it, quite honestly, by playing them out. And the only other option would be vigilance in that slot, because obviously you have only so many points that you can actually spend. You have to be very efficient with the ones you choose. So, for me, I said, well, the better upfront burst from IFHE ends up feeling better, especially for the rushdown. And there's a lot of rushdown potential in rank play with the 6 versus 6 and the 5 versus 5. The numbers are just so small that it's hard for players to rely on like a rotated torpedo cooldown, for example. So I'm headed over towards the most populated area of the map. This has 4 players on my team and clearly 4 players on the enemy team. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to try and look for an advantage, look for some chip damage, look for anything that could actually score us a benefit. I always look to try and do damage to the DDs first and foremost, because damage that lands on them sticks for the longest and they can't recover, mostly. Some of them can, obviously, but most of them can't. So since the enemy DDs are just nowhere to be seen, I instead fire my guns at the long-range cruiser, because the enemy battleship just hasn't decided to come forward quite yet. And we sent our torpedoes. Now, the nice thing about the German battlecruisers, oh, I'm sorry for that. The nice thing about German battlecruisers is the torpedo system. The torpedoes really allow you to project sort of a brute force feel that you cannot mimic in the mainline German battleships. Yes, they have more health and more armor and more everything on that front, but they don't have the burst, the short-term burst, which can be the difference between, killing off the flank before they can kill you and dying to the flank's overwhelming, firepower. Now, I catch sight quickly that a torpedo has landed on this enemy DD. We do fire, and I do correct, but I don't correct quite as much as I could. But the secondaries, they clean up the target. I love the secondaries for these guys. Very accurate. I still have the torpedoes on my starboard side, so I'm going to send them. Now, we did spot the kid as we were approaching. We did clearly just knock out the other DD. So we know for a fact that there's one DD in the area, and he's spotted on the other side of the island. And then on top of that, the other DD can't possibly be here because of the nature of the cap time. He must be on the other side of the map. So I have one set of torpedoes that is basically holding me back from brute forcing this entire engagement. And I can tell you, I am looking to finish it off as quick as possible so I can do just that. We do a quick check with our torpedoes. They're doing okay. I don't think they're going to land on anything, but a lot of the time, the best torpedo is the one that just screens the position. If you deny that particular spot, it's easier for you to deal with them overall. Now, we're moving forward. We're about to crest this island's edge, and we're going to go against the kid. Obviously, he's under hydro. He knows he's spotted. But now he knows by what. And we get a nice, big, healthy broadside of all overpin, of course. And I do have them set as my secondaries. Now, I'm trying to rotate between the two islands quickly because we have not seen his torpedoes. And I do know for a fact that the kid has one set of torpedoes. And yes! What a mistake of a torpedo. In an effort to affect me, because he probably felt like he was about to die, because we did get some pretty good burst on that secondary, he sent his torpedoes at the worst possible moment. Ineffective. So now there is nothing holding me back from pushing into this position. I will have my torpedoes. There's one battleship, one cruiser, and one DD, and we've got the numbers are equivalent. So this is literally the best case scenario we could ask for, and it's go time. Now the kid, he's trying to hide, desperately trying to hide. I want to try and finish off the kid first. I'm going to keep my secondaries, and we just choose to sequential fire on the forward position of the kid, and I know that the other shells are so off-center that I need to make doubly sure that I'm rounding the island, otherwise it's just going to clip the island and not do damage. So we do that, we knock out the kid. Next up, we've got this enemy battleship, which is, you know, right in front of us. I wait to send my torpedoes until there's literally no way he could possibly avoid it. And friendly torpedoes are coming in as well. He's just going to die. He's going to die in the first set. He does die in the first set. Meanwhile, all that we have left is this one enemy cruiser who he's just outside of his torpedo range. So I feel pretty good about angling back and turning away. And we're going to send torpedoes. Obviously, it enables this really brilliant aggression. And he decides to turn into my initial set of torpedoes, which conveniently knocks him out. And boy, was that a flank. Just like that, we knock out how many ships? 4 ships, 2 DDs, a battleship, and a cruiser. And we had friendlies that assisted with damage, but we took the brute force route, and it ended up working out very nicely. And that's mainly due to our understanding of, you know, the way that the enemy ships' defenses are actually built. This is something that rank play can do quite frequently, especially right now, and it's one that you should make use of because it's your best tool to win the game, especially as a big battleship. You know, you've got health. It's going to take them a while to kill you. It gotta be the sickest moment in this game. I was less than a second away from capturing that base. Just a little too much momentum. But yes, in a rank battle, there's so few actual ships. Really take stock of exactly what you can potentially expect. And I've actually found that queuing up as a battleship and being really strong as a battleship is probably more effective than queuing up as a DD and being really strong as a DD. Because there's way more, on NA at least, effective DDs on average than effective battleships on average. Most of the time, the battleship players, they're battleship players for a reason. They like the slower play, they like the bigger ships, they don't want to have like micro control. But I think the best battleships have micro control too, so in my rank play, I've had a lot of success with stuff like the German battlecruisers because they really do benefit from upfront damage, but microcontrol and active dodging, hydroacoustic for torpedoes, and just aggression across the board. Really, really great. The other ships that I've been using, obviously German battlecruisers, really good. The Ragnar, the Daring, the Montana, the Preußen, a little bit of GK, but mostly the German battlecruisers across the board. They just work really well, and I'm really comfortable with their play. Now, you might be going, well, Notser, why did you choose a hybrid versus secondary gun range and secondary rate of fire? This is a secondary ship, and, you know, yeah, I'm sure it's really, really, really good as a secondary. But secondaries don't generate as much XP. So even if you do a great job in a secondary ship, you might not actually secure your star in competitive. But also, if you have really good main battery skills, it's going to trump every other aspect of the game that is especially reliant on automatic, which the secondaries are. Because of the nature of the game, there is more emphasis on player skill than on automatic build success. So by me emphasizing a little bit more hybrid, I am putting more onus on me as the player to hit main battery damage, you know, be intelligent with target selection, that sort of thing. And I'm pretty confident that I can do that and be effective. Now, is that for everyone? No, of course not. Players want to play secondary, players want to do all this, but I think the proof is in the pudding. I mean, clearly we're doing work in this game. This is a rank battle. This is very close to qualifying for Gold League, I believe. So this isn't some, you know, like, bad play. We just happen to outplay the enemy, and it's just through recognizing the situations that we have advantage over. And wow! Where did those shells go? They were so perfectly aimed, and they hit just short. Annoying. But we're looking for that Kraken. We can get that Kraken. 5th and final kill of this game would be wonderful. He's angled back a little, so we're going to elevate the guns and draw him back. Good, clean, accurate shot. Very accurate. Really enjoy it. And oh man, all we have is one little shell left. Just knock him out. Come on, baby. Secondary's going to take him out. Yes! And we earned Kraken on that secondary close quarter. So, Prinz Rupprecht, pretty good. Plays a lot like the Schlieffen. Works really well. So, I'm very happy with this build, play, everything. 27,000 base XP, 5 kills. You know, we pretty much dominated the game for our team. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, please like it. You can subscribe to my channel. I stream at twitch.tv/Notser. Thank you and have a wonderful day.